I know, it's been a couple of days, but I'm back now, right? Anyway, we have an interesting topic in today's video in which I think you'll enjoy. So buckle up and lock in. I played lots of different types of games throughout my years, and in all my years of playing games, there's one genre that never ceases to boil my blood. A couple examples of these games will be Elden Ring, DeadCells, all Soul games, Blasphemous, and so on. Now these games are amazing for many different reasons. The stunning visuals when traversing different regions, the soundtracks of these games, like the one that's playing in the background right now, that's from FromSoftware's DarkSouls. With the platform games like DeadCells and Blasphemous, you get this retro pixel vibe going on. I don't know the term for the way it looks, but I love it nonetheless. All of these games have so much love and passion put into them that it's hard not to fall in love with each. But it's not just love that's put into these games, it's pain. If you've never played a FromSoftware game before, then please heed my warning. It's not for the weak. Oh, okay, so I guess I'm like a warrior back from the dead. Man, I thought these games were hard, but this is actually pretty easy. Yeah, that's literally just the beginning. These games are known for their difficulty and over-the-top boss fights that require superhuman-like reaction time. That's at least what you're trained to believe until you play a family-friendly game known as Elden Ring. The bosses do the exact opposite of what Souls players are used to. Instead of blitzing you without a second thought, they wait and wait. They tire you out. Dare I say they delay their attacks. That combined with the complex moveset most bosses have, it's hell on wheels. And you have to be the one to deal with it. Oh, there's also sentient boulders. Even with all that being said, I still love these games. Frankly, because there's no feeling quite like beating that boss you've spent hours on. My only problem is some games take what FromSoftware did and run with it. These games cross the line between difficult and just outright unfair. It takes everything up a notch with the level of skill it takes to beat these odds, and in most cases, they have you losing to the regular enemies before you can even encounter the boss fights. I haven't played all FromSoftware-esque games, so I'll only speak on the ones that I'm playing or have played, which would be DeadCells and Blasphemous. Now Blasphemous is more difficult in the map section in my opinion. To me, the environment is probably the hardest aspect of Blasphemous. You have to keep an eye on what's happening around you while at the same time fending off enemies, which takes skill. I'm not saying the boss fights aren't hard to overcome. Believe me, they are. They're just not the main annoyance in my opinion. Now DeadCells is another one, but this one is an interesting case because in this game, you get to choose what weapons and skills you want to run. With other Souls-like games, you get what you find and you're stuck with that weapon until you come across another one, and there's no guarantee the next weapon you find is better than the one you already have. DeadCells is different. You can choose what you want to start with and find loot almost everywhere. Whether it's better or not depends on your preference alone. I know what you're thinking. DJ, what you talk about? The game sounds pretty easy compared to the other ones. Well, I wasn't done with my point, silly goose. In Blasphemous, the environment is the most difficult thing to deal with. In DeadCells, however, it's the combination of enemies you face at once. The amount of times I had to go against two of the worst enemies to fight at once on both sides of me is sad, really. And don't get me started on the smaller enemies that'll hit you in a split second before you even notice because of all the chaos you're causing for said enemies. Now before I conclude this video, I have to give you some honorable mentions. Not all of these I've played, but that doesn't change how legendary these games are. With the first one being Bloodborne, I've seen gameplay to know that this is arguably one of the hardest Souls-esque games out there. Some of those boss fights looked impossible to beat. Plus, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there is also a mechanic in the game where you parry attacks with a gun, but the window is like really small. Sounds complicated to me. Next up, Sekiro. I've been wanting to play this game for the longest, simply because of how challenging it looked. Not only that, but its clean controls and seamless movement is something to behold. It's one of those games that you hate but love at the same time. And last but certainly not least, Wukong. I'm not seasoned when it comes to this game, but from what little I've seen and heard, it's like a Souls game, but you start pretty OP. which makes sense given you're literally the Monkey King. Graphics were one of the first things that caught my eye, but not only that, the concept of it all as well. I recommend you all try these games out for yourself if you haven't already, and let me know how you like them. As annoying it may be to have to restart again and again, I still love each of these games and recommend any viewer to play them as well. Just keep my warning in mind. I've been playing DeadCells almost every day now because of how addicting it can be once you get the hang of everything. Sometimes I stream DeadCells as well on my Twitch channel, which I'll leave in the description. Comment your experiences with FromSoftware games or your favorite Souls games of all time. I look forward to reading all of your interesting comments. I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day or night. Peace.